happening? CG too much is in the house. This is frankly based on what's been floating around a while now, and that is supposedly it's about to be a Pacquiao Bradley 2 rematch. Right now it's January 2014 and everything. That's what they're saying. And Aaron is saying that the paperwork's just about finished for them to fight again. You know, um, as I think about this, man, you look at the first fight, I saw it over and over and over again. And I think Pacquiao won the fight, man. I mean, yes, there was times where he only fought the last 30 seconds of the round, or he was swinging and missing, and Brad was counter punching. It's like Pacquiao was counter punching also, but I think Pacquiao won the fight. But that was a scam. I think Ed lost. Part of the reason why C.J. Ross is one of the people betting the ring of judges, who's that's part of the reason why I think Pacquiao lost. But I think he won the fight, man. Um, you know, he Bradley fought after the fight. He fought the Russian Polaco. I can't pronounce his last name, but that Russian dude took care of business, man. I think he whooped Bradley. He knocked him down. They said it was a slip. It wasn't a slip, man. He knocked Bradley down, man, and he won the fight fairly. But he got cheated out of a victory. Then he fought Marquez, which he won a Marquez. Marquez fought like he was like 45, 46 years old, like he's old. This wasn't a Marquez who fought um, Pacquiao next. Because Pacquiao fought Bradley, lost. He fought Marquez, got knocked out. Clear out, got it. First he was knocked down. I think in the second round he knocked him down. Then he got knocked out. I think in the fourth, but he's knocked into next week, either fourth or the sixth. But he was knocked into next week. Pacquiao. I mean, he was not clear out by Marquez. So Pacquiao has them losses, and if he fights Bradley and loses again, that'll be 6 losses on his record. Or the way I see it is, I say 9 losses because in my opinion, Marquez tapped his ass every single time they fought. The first time they fought, Pacquiao knocked down Marquez like 2 or 3 times, and at the end of the fight, it was a draw. I mean, if you knock somebody down 2 or 3 times, you should. That's an automatic win, not a draw. So frankly, you lost a fight if you knock somebody down that many times and fight them to a draw. And that's just him. And Bradley, like I said, I think he lost the fight to the Russian dude, and I think he beat Pacquiao and he beat Marquez too. So we'll see what happens. Andre Ward, he's from DP Sulkland, man, and he's saying that he fought Bradley in the amateurs, and he saw enough of Pacquiao. He's putting his money on Bradley for the win. Now, I'm from Cali too, man. I'm from West Coast, so just because we're both Californians or whatever, from Cali doesn't mean I'm just picking sides with Bradley because we're from the same place, man. I'm speaking logic. You see, I saw the fight, and I think Bradley, if he trains and fights with his game plan, I think he'll take care of business. And Pacquiao loses this fight, call it quits. Call it quits. Because if I'm Mayweather and you have 6 losses or 9 losses, and I have 0, why should I fight you? What do I gain? I mean, for what? I went through another 4 or 5 fights. I'm going to tie Rocky Marciano's record. Marciano is a legend at 49-0. He beat people like before our time now. My time, I'm pretty sure a lot of the people time watching this video, like Joe Louis. And I heard that thing they called him the Brown Bomber. I think he heavy-handed brother and was whipping people's butt. Took on Marciano and he lost. So, and Marciano, like I said, 49-0. Now, other people will say things like, what about Chavez Sr.? He was like 89-0, no losses and all that. But see, Chavez kept on fighting, and he ended up fighting De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya, and Oscar tapped that. Oscar was about 19, 20, 21 to take care of business. So, so that's how that is. But, and Chavez Jr. would never be like his dad. Chavez Jr., this is not going to happen. But that's how that fight is. That's how that fight goes. But I think that in boxing, it's kind of a scam. Like I said, I think Pacquiao won the fight. He was cheated out of a victory. Then, let's see. Bradley fought the Russian. The Russian dude said he won the fight. He got cheated out of a victory, and the Marquez fight, he cheated out of a victory against Pacquiao. So people are cheated out of victories, or even is it on ESPN 2 or ESPN 3? Mike Tyson, it was like a documentary, and he said himself the night before the fight, Don King sent some Chinese girls up to his hotel room or whatever, and they had cherries on their nipples and strawberries, and Tyson over there saying, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. He's over there eating the cherries and having sex and getting head, and he's having fun. If you fight tomorrow, you don't do all that. Now, let's say you're working at a place like a Safeway or Trader Joe's, go to a grocery store, Safeway, Trader Joe's, Costco, or a restaurant like Sizzlers, Applebee's, Red Lobster, P.F. Chang's, Benihana's. I mean, so what? All you doing is taking an order. Doot, doot, doot. That'll be $7.38. You know, get out of here if you're at the grocery store. Or, what you want to eat? Steak, eggs, and pancakes. Whoa, you eat a lot, dude. You know, so what? You can get some and do that tomorrow. That's nothing. But if you're fighting a person, you don't do that. You leave all that alone. You win the fight, then you go get some. Not before the fight. That's why I think Don King set Mike Tyson up. And the people get set up in boxing matches. So this is like Barry Bonds. I think he was on roids or someone he beat. I think Willie Mays at the home run record or somebody. And I'm not for sure. I think Barry Bonds was on some kind of drug or something when he passed him up. But that's whatever. And even some people say Pacquiao was on the PED, and he might have got off after Mayweather kept saying take the test or whatever. And even though he never was caught, I think when he's trying to be president now, I think of the Philippines or something, and he's like no religion. That's why he stopped, and now he's not knocking people out like he knocked out Ricky Hatton or other people like he did back when. So whatever's whatever. But when the fight happens, my money's on Bradley for the win. If you disagree or agree with me, let me know. Mail me. Let me know who you think will win the fight. Will it be Bradley? Will it be Pacquiao? Was the first fight? Was it a judge fair? Do you think? Do you think Pacquiao won that fight fairly? Do you think Bradley won the fight fairly? Or what do you think about the first fight and the rematch? And besides that, CG Too Much is out of here.